What are we cooking tonight?
Pad Kra Pao.
Pad Kra Pao. Okay, have we cooked this before?
No.
All right, first time for both of us. So first thing I want to do, this is the first pro tip I'm going to give of this series. Try moving the cutting board.
Yeah.
It's pretty easy, right?
Yeah.
The way to fix this, grab that piece of paper towel that's damp and lay it flat. Now try to move it. Or you're not going to be moving the cut. Move it this way.
Oh. Yep, doesn't move.
Yeah.
I think we shook the whole thing.
We shook the whole thing, yeah. If you put a damp paper towel underneath your cutting board, it'll prevent it from sliding. We have laid out all the vegetables that you're going to cut. Which one do you want to start with?
Let's do the green onions.
Green onions, okay. And which knife do you think we should use?
I don't know. The square one.
This is a Nakiri. This was made by Shindo-san. It's a rectangle, so most people don't have one of these rectangular knives. These are specifically made for vegetables. There's no tip, mainly because when you're dicing vegetables, there's no real need to like have a tip. And so this actually helps if you want to scoop.
No tip needed.
If you want to scoop, but also there's no worry of damaging the tip because you're just mainly doing these push cuts. So do you remember what is the grip that you're supposed to use?
Like this. I don't know.
Pinch grip.
Pinch.
Yeah. How would you normally start dicing these onions?
Well, you made them uneven again, so I would think by making them even.
I was trying to make them even.
Oh.
The reason why I usually make the base even is because I usually cut off the rooted part and I start on that side.
Can you do anything with these? Are they edible?
Usually if I do anything with them, it's just if I'm making a soup or a sauce, I'll boil them, but most people don't eat that part.
All right, so I just go in.
Yep, you want to press the knife against the knuckle in a claw grip. And you want to have it, push down and forward. Grab the onions in this claw grip. You want to I usually lead with my middle knuckle. Some people lead with their index knuckle. And you want to move your hand backwards along the onion as you cut it.
This feels very unnatural.
Okay, you're not holding the knife. Yep, and then you want to push forward and down. So like diagonally like this.
I don't think these are the same size. Oh no, I cut one I already cut.
The difficult part of like learning how to use this claw grip is learning when to move your hand back so your knife and hand are moving at the same time so that your pieces are equal. If you move them at different speeds or different lengths, you get two different thicknesses of onions. So one way to know also if your knife is sharp or not when you're cutting green onions is, are you actually cutting through them or are you smashing them? If you start smashing them, you'll start to notice that they'll turn a different color. So it's the same color all the way through. If you're smashing the onions, it'll be discolored, it'll go darker because basically instead of cutting the onion, you're pinching it until it breaks apart. That will, with certain foods, it'll impart a taste that may not be wanted for that specific dish.
Space.
I usually get to a
Oh no,
part.
I cut up the rubber band.
Yeah, once you get to a certain point, you don't want to injure yourself, so you just stop. And
I injured the rubber band. Oh no. How are you supposed to get them all in one go?
this knife is carbon steel. What that means is this knife will oxidize or rust if you don't wipe it off after every use. Why would you want a knife that has more maintenance, Meredith would ask. That's why she doesn't want to use this. Carbon steel knives get much sharper and usually stay sharper for longer than stainless steel knives. That's just a general rule, there's always exceptions. Over time, what'll happen is as you cut things that are, especially ones that are acidic like onions, the knife will start to change colors. So I don't know if you could see kind of like the brown, orange hues. That's a patina. So it's kind of a protective layer that's gonna get formed over the core steel, and that will help prevent it from rusting. So when I first got this knife, if I didn't wipe it down within 30 seconds, I would see rust. Now I could leave it for about like a minute or two and it'll be okay because there's a protective layer formed.
We better pick it up, it's actively rusting. Bell peppers.
Okay.
Never get those right.
Do you want to use a different knife? Or you want to keep using the
I don't know, do I need a pointy thing? Pointy tip.
Okay.
Let's use this bad boy.
What I like to do is I usually like to cut the top of this off and pull.
So you do need a pointy tip.
Just cut in a circle.
Where the edge curls around like the butt?
Yes.
It's going too fast. Oh, there's a baby. That's the weirdest thing.
And again, I'm just gonna remind you to have a pinch grip just because, you know, this is a longer knife. So the further away your hand is, the less control you'll have of the knife. Up to you.
An easier way to do this. Like, how do you get this inside guy like this? Nothing's gonna make this easier. I hear that this white stuff is actually like really bad for your stomach.
So what you'll do is you basically smash it down. Yep, and then you just keep moving back. If your knife isn't super sharp, people would suggest to cut actually from the inside facing up, because the inside of the bell pepper, it is softer than the skin. And so if you have a knife that's a little duller, it'll catch onto the inside and cut through easier. If you have a sharp knife, doesn't matter.
It's pretty sharp. Oh no, it's like seesawing.
You just flip it over. Rule number one is you always want something that is going to be flat. If it's not flat or balanced, smash it down or make cuts to improve the balance of it. Is it feeling more natural to have your knuckle pressed against the blade?
A little bit. My first initial reaction is always to like have it further back.
A sharp knife is gonna go where you want it to go. So you wanna make sure you're guiding it exactly where you want it to go.
No, baby. Who taught you to use a knife?
I wanna say my mom, but honestly, I don't know that she was very like in depth with teaching me how to cut. So like I had really bad cutting technique for a very long time. And it wasn't until I got into this hobby and I started watching people.
Ooh.
What happened?
I think I bumped my nail.
Watching myself cut and comparing myself cutting to other people cutting and realizing I have really bad form. And that's when I kind of focused more on cutting technique versus just making the food taste good.
Ooh, I'm zooming now. So how many hours of this am I gonna have to do before I'm like proficient?
You know,
is this a wipey one?
This one's a semi-stainless, so it's okay.
I never know what to do with the stem.
So if you want to keep the stem, then you just leave it on there. But for a lot of people, what they do is they'll cut the stem off so it's flat. And so when it's flat, it's easier to cut and they can kind of dice it really quickly. So that's up to you.
Ooh, that made a little scream. It screamed.
It's not happy with you.
Ooh, I don't like this feeling under my fingernails.
Another technique you could use if it's something a little smaller is there's a bridge hold where you hold it like this and then your knife, you slide it in between.
Just slide it in between. How do you not stab yourself with the tip?
Being careful.
Whoa, this guy.
What about that guy?
Had a big stem. Ooh.
Yeah, if it starts to wobble, again, make a cut here, just so it's flat.
I always feel like that's cheating. It'd be faster if I cut all the stems off first.
So what I learned too is it's always better to go 1, 1, 2, 2 than 1, 2, 1, 2. Does that make sense?
Nope.
So it's always better to like do one process fully and then start the next process versus doing two different processes, like a collating paper.
Some of these mushrooms about to be really thick. My wrist is tired. Does that mean I'm holding it wrong?
Which wrist?
This one.
It's probably just tired because you're not used to using it.
So these guys, we gotta take all the ends off. What do? Just line them up?
It always makes me nervous when you spread your fingers out like this.
So they're very not 2 inches, but...
Here we go. We got 2 inches here, 2 inches here, and 2 inches here. So
We used to grow string beans when I was growing up. They were very sweet, actually. Spam. Oh, I can't say that word here. Oh no, I didn't cut them. Man, this takes forever.
did you just throw the beans you cut?
I sure did.
Into you got the beans sorted out?
I did. Are you gonna make me mince all of this?
No.
Whoa.
Why'd you pour out so many?
I don't know.
Garlic, there's a part, this part is not great. It's hard and it also is quite bitter. I like to smash the garlic.
Smash. With your hand?
You can use a hand or if you have like a thick knife. I wouldn't do it with this knife. So if you're gonna use a knife to smash garlic, you wanna make sure A, don't do it near the tip. If you do it near the tip, the tip's the thinnest part, you could chip very easily. Do it in the middle of the blade, and then when you're smashing it, you don't wanna like hit it. You just wanna press down firmly.
Do I group them all together and just...
Yeah. Try to like group them all together and just dice it.
At the beginning, it doesn't really matter if it's uniform, because
No.
it's like... It's like how Hungry, hungry hippo.
So if you guys notice, when you're cooking or cutting food that are really sticky, they stick to the knife and you'll constantly have to brush the food off. There are certain knives that have different types of finishes. Like I'm sure you've seen knives with like dimples in them. All of those are trying to mitigate the amount of stiction food has to the blade. It's a word that's used in the knife community that is describing this food sticking to the blade situation. So if you actually have just a sharp, like a flat geometry where the knife just kind of comes down and meets at the point, that's gonna have the most stiction. Whereas there are grinds called convex grinds, for example, where it's kind of a little rounded before it meets at the tip. So if you think about it, if there's something round and there's something flat, something round like this part and there's something flat, there's less points of contact. And when there's less points of contact, the food should stick to it less. Honestly, once you get to a minced level of food, it's always gonna stick.
Oh, my nemesis. Do I still use this?
Sure.
This feels significantly harder.
Her initial cut into the onion is a little, she needs to put a little more force compared to if she were to use this knife. The other reason is because this is an old shallot, so it kind of dried out. And when they dry out, they also get a little harder to cut through. Now you know why people want a tip on the knife for situations like this. You just have to cut the stem off, and then you have to cut it in half, and then I'll just scrape out the seeds. No, not like that.
Like this?
You want to cut it in half this way.
Don't I need a pointy thing?
No, so what I do is I'll show you.
You demo.
You hold the top, and then you just slice through.
This feels like boss level. That tipper's so thin.
Yeah, it's not.
That seems highly unsafe.
So once you do that, you have these two halves, and then I could easily scoop the seeds out with a spoon.
Oh, I know that one.
You want to scoop out?
No, I know the spoon.
Oh, you know the spoon, yeah.
Oh man, this seems like. Of course I picked the smallest one. Let me start with.
Yeah, start with the big one.
Is it better to use my fingers or my palm?
I use fingers because I could see better.
Because you have thick palms.
I have thick palms.
Basically under the table at this point.
No, that's it. You're doing good.
I did it!
And you never want to like force it through. The knife should slide. Just saw it back and forth like gently, because basically the way you cut yourself is if you just try to jam it through and then you accidentally move in a direction that you shouldn't have.
Yeah, don't jam it through. Our first year of marriage, he starts stir frying Thai chilies in our 600 square foot apartment and tear gassed us for a full day.
A fun fact about me, when I look at recipes, I just look at the ingredients of like 5 or 6 recipes, and then I just come up with a way to do it just based on, I look at like a Venn diagram of all these recipes have this ingredient, then I just make it how I think it should taste.
Oh, that was satisfying. Ew, there's like onion water coming out.
Onion water?
Yeah, what would you call it? Onion milk? Onion juice? The tears of the onion?
Sounds like a band name.
Tears of the onion. This is humbling work, that I can't be good at it.
Interesting. With these Japanese knives, especially with this one's one of the thinner ones I have. These knives are very thin, and what happens with very thin knives is they could chip or break easily. If you do any motion except for a cutting motion like this, like you try to like twist it or try to like bend it, that's not good for the knife. So definitely don't do that. She was just using it to peel the skin off, but there was that twisting motion in there. And again, if it was something that was harder, that could have broken the tip. And if you do break the tip, it's not the end of the world. If you let's say you missed this whole section here from there on, what people do is instead of trying to recreate the tip, they'll actually grind down this top part. So then it becomes they call it a K-tip. They turn it into this. So it's it has a sharp angle downward instead of being rounded. So there's a way to fix it that way. And then also, as you sharpen the knife basically will get shorter over time because you're shaving material away. And as you shave material away, this will get closer and closer to the edge of the tip, and then a new tip will be formed. If we're doing strips, do this way. So I don't like having this part on the onion.
More peeling?
Yeah, I would actually slice it this way.
Just straight down?
Diagonal in, and
Not
then
all the way through?
all the way through.
Go in? What does that mean?
Yeah, like that. Yeah.
Oh, they're pretty.
And as you go up to the middle, then you straighten out the angles. So at this point, like I said last time, it's always good to cut uphill. Actually, I don't know if I said that. It's always good to cut uphill, meaning you want your knife to be moving up food instead of down food. When you go down food, that's, there's more chances of accidents happening.
Slippage.
And like I said, once you get to a point where it's not even, you got to readjust your grip, you got to readjust the food, or make a cut somewhere. So yeah, once it starts to get wobbly, what people do, they'll just take pieces of the onion out, and you can smash this down. Peppers, shallot, green onions. Oh, nice.
Sorry.
She really didn't want that many onions.
Do you want them?
No. All right, how do you feel after lesson number 2?
Oh, accomplished. It's already 4 o'clock.